Shut up and sit down.
Hello folks, Colin here, Festa 67's workshop, and welcome to issue number 7 already of Build Your Own Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 from the year 1967 by the wonderful folks over at DeAgostini. Now if you'd like to build one of these along with me, hit this link just along there. That'll take you to the DeAgostini website where you can start your very own subscription of this 1967 Mustang. Now 1967 was a good year because that's the year I was born, so what more can you say, folks? Yeah, and the fact that it's 1/6 scale, massive. So in this month's episode, Racing the Mustang. Given its sporty character, the Mustang made its debut in competition almost as soon as it was launched on the market. Thanks to Carroll Shelby, it soon had the power and performance to excel in various forms of motorsport. And it just looks so out of place that it's in a little mini there racing a Mustang, but hey, you know, that's racing. There's a bit more on the Carroll Shelby story there. Inspirational builder was Carroll Shelby and come up with some beautiful variants of the cars. That's the Boss 302, which was inspired the Mustangs that had won the 1966 and 67 Trans Am series. Goes on to tell you about the professional success of the car. Here we've got the left front seat base support that we're going to be putting together today, folks, in this issue. And I just want to point out, how about this for detail? Look at the springs underneath there that the phone sits into. What a touch. What an absolute touch. You're probably never going to see this once the car's built. But it's the fact that they've gone to that effort of springing the seat so that it bears a resemblance. Gives you all the information there. We're going to be using parts that we put together in the last issue, so keep them to hand, folks, or grab them. And we're going to be putting this seat together along with all the controls, the sliders and all of that. So you'll then end up with a completed seat unit as per the final result picture there. Also shows you on your model where it's going to be, which is the driver's seat there. This is the Ford Fairlane, a GT with unexpected power. Yes, it had a big block V8 inside it. And there was GT and GTA versions that were carried, folks. And it was a 4.3 litre displacement. And it was 16 foot by 5 inches long, 9 foot by 10 inches wide. In new money, 5 metres by 3 metres. Yeah, unbelievable. Imagine parking that in London. This was some convertible variants. The double headlight switch to horizontal layout. There's Parnelli Jones even. It drives his Ford Fairlane to victory in the NASCAR Motor Train 500 held in January 1967 at the Riverside Circuit. And Americans seem to do muscle cars far better than anyone else, don't they? Let's be honest. Vertical double headlights were the most striking element in the first Fairlane GT and GTA. There they are, double stacked. This was the Ranchero, which is almost like an El Camino style variant of it. And it's like, yeah, I can imagine the street race hot rods scene would love to get hold of some of these and drop them right down to the ground, because yeah, I can imagine they would look quite sexy. You've then got the fastback body in fashion. This was the Fairlane following the Mustang trend. The Fairlane with the Cobra jet engine. Yes, folks. It didn't have a big enough engine in it. They went and shoehorned an even more powerful one in there. So that's the magazine briefly looked at, folks. Give these a read. They are really worth it. So I'm going to find what we're going to be assembling, and we'll get some parts together. So I'm just going to rest that at the back and start laying out all the parts. I've already unpacked it. And we've got your foam insert there. And then we got some seat adjusters like so. And we've then got some screws there, which in this one are PS14, folks. So we got them bad boys. Tells you in the instructions as well, extra screws are included, folks. So yes, in case you wonder whether you've got too many, you haven't. Right, let's have a look. It says retrieve the front seat base assembly and left front seat that you worked on. Offer up the seat base to the lower part of the backrest as shown. Note that the two anchor points are at different heights. So we are offering that up. So it lets you see what we've got. So it's telling you that the anchor points are at different heights. So we'll bear that in mind. And that's what we're going to end up with. Something along them lines. So yeah. So I'm happy with that. So we can continue. So I know roughly that it's gonna fit as it should. So I'll leave that to one side. And then it's now telling us to put this foam insert in. So you've got a thicker end and with a flat side there, so you want it. It says into the seat, the thickest area of the padding should be below the edge of the front at the base as shown in the picture. Like so. The flat side facing outwards towards me. That's what it's telling me. So let's drop that in place just to make sure it all fits. It looks like it can only go in one way anyway, so that's what it's telling me, like that. And then you now want to offer up this section here. It says, let's position the left front seat base over the base padding as per the instructions. So you want to do that like so. And then bring that in. So it sits underneath that lip like so. And you're basically then sandwiching this whole lot in there. That's what you're doing. So we just want to bring in those mounts like so, and then line that back up. So that's what it's telling me. So I'm happy with that. There you go. Let's just pop that piece in there because we want that to come over there and wrap that. That's what it's telling me to do. It's a little bit fiddly, but it will go, folks. It will start just resting over that and pinching it. So I might be tempted just to put a screw in there just to pull that down to bring that into situ. It might go. We'll have a go and see whether we can get that. Let's get me a persuasionary screw in there. I think just put a screw in the base just to stop that all twisting around. So if I put one there, just to hold that in place whilst I'm finagling, there you go. And that should now let me just wrestle that in and pinch it enough to start pulling that around that peg there, because it is a tight fit, this. So let's grab a pair of tweezers, and we're trying to pinch this little piece up under here and bring that right over there. Here's what it's telling me. Once you get one in, the rest of it will start following. That's the theory. Like that. There's a bit of a persuasion fit, folks, but it will go. Right. So we just put a little bit of super glue in there just to bind that in place, because it was just working its way back off. So I've gone ahead and just put a bead of super glue in mine just to hold it in there. You're not going to see that because it's going to sit in the car like so, but I don't want that lifting because it's going to distort the shape. So I went ahead and just adhered mine with a bit of super glue. You might not need to do it on yours, but yeah, mine was just a little bit resistant, folks. So we'll carry on now. Just put a little bit of oil on that screw thread there. And we can now start screwing this seat together. There you go. You don't need to go massively tight with these because it's plastic into plastic at the end of the day. screw in there. And literally you want this just a nip, folks. Like that. And then that should leave me just one more screw then to go in. If I can pick it up, there you go. And it's telling me on the next part there's little pegs that go in this seat just to get this runner in place. So we'll be doing that. A little bit of oil. So by powers of deduction, it's that one there. Like that. And now we've got the seat runners themselves. So this is what it's telling me. You want it so that this lever is pretty much going to be where your inner part of your left shin is, calf area. Locates in these two little lugs just in there. So once you get one in, the other one will just pop in itself quite happily, he says optimistically. Like that. And then do the same on the other side, folks. It's telling me that it goes in. You've got to just double check to make sure that I'm putting it in the right way round. Has it got overhang both ways? Yes, it has. So let's just pop that into place. I think it only goes one way because there's one pin bigger than the other. So yeah, there you go. Like that. And that will give you your first seat completed, folks. That's what you're going to end up with. A nice tiltable seat. Looking rather splendid. Just press that back into place. There you go. Looking rather splendid. Look at that. That is massive, isn't it? 1/6 scale, folks. What can you say? And that went together reasonably quickly, actually. I mean, I had a little bit of an issue where mine needed a bit of super glue. That's fine. I could have warmed it up with some warm water and got it to stretch, but I think it would have shrunk back a little bit. So where it's not going to be visible right down there, I can secure that with a bit of super glue, and that's not going to go anywhere now. So I'm happy with that. And then again, I can just quickly go round and dress that, clean that off, get rid of any staining, and that's ready to go. But that's what I was on about earlier. Look at the springs underneath. It's brilliant, isn't it? Little touches like that, folks. But there you go. That's the end of this issue, folks. So that's issue 7 done. Don't forget, if you want to grab one of these yourself, head over to the DeAgostini website, following that link. Subscribe, and you could be building your very own 1/16 GT500 Shelby along with me, folks, and you could be seeing detail like this coming together on your very own model. You know you want to, folks. I'm going to sit and play with me seat. Until then, stay safe, stay well. I'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye for now. Oh, look at that. Springy.